Greetings everyone, welcome to our next edition of Hot Topics in Estate Planning and Probate with Lorie Burch. So today's question from the Lorie Burch mailbag is, and I read, from Brenda in Carrollton, Texas. Brenda writes, "Dear Lorie, I watched your recent video about online wills and was very impressed by your expertise." Thank you, Brenda. My husband and I are planning to have our wills and other legal documents created in the near future. We are finally getting a vacation without the kids and will be leaving them with family and wanted to know what we should do before leaving in case something happens to us or to the kids while we are out of town. That is a very good question, so I'm going to answer that. There are many triggers that I've discovered for people that will lead them to wanting to wake up and decide, oh my gosh, I might need to get a will done or something put in place. Sometimes it's a surgery and sometimes it is traveling. All I will say is that if that is going to be a trigger for you, that there is never a bad time to get this planning put in place. But I would say, on behalf of professionals such as myself, try to do it before the week before your trip or the week before your surgery. That's just one little quick disclaimer right there on behalf of my profession. But with that said, it is a very good question, and there are a number of things to keep in mind. Whether parents are traveling with kids or without their kids, or whether you have kids or not, there are many factors to remember when you are traveling. And with the holidays fast approaching, there will certainly be a lot of people flying, driving, and that does sometimes increase a risk of having an accident or something coming into place. So here are some things to keep in mind. One, specifically to Brenda, when it comes to having kids, if you are leaving them, if you're finally getting that much needed break from them with your loved one, then one of the things you can do is a document that actually allows the person that is going to take care of them to be able to take them for medical treatment, basically a medical power of attorney for the kids, also to be able to travel with them, which can be anything from picking them up from school. So that may be something that a couple or just one parent should think about putting in place if they're going to travel without the kids. Secondly, the other thing to keep in mind is that if the parents are going to be away from the kids, then that does present a chance or an opportunity for something to happen to them, and you would want to make sure that you do have a will with guardianship in place, with trusts in place. I mean, all of that planning is important to happen, because if you don't, then it's left to the court to figure out and sort that out for you, and that's a very devastating thing to have happen to your family. Another thing to keep in mind when you are traveling is it's one thing to have these documents in place, it's another thing to have them working for you. And some professionals like myself have different things that they provide their clients to help them have these documents accessible. A couple examples of things that I do and some other attorneys do as well is I scan all of the signed documents that my clients come in and use. And then what I do is I provide those scanned versions to my clients, which some of them will actually put on a USB drive that they can travel with, so if something happens to them, they're able to readily access that. Another thing that I do is I provide all my clients with a medical ID card, and again, many attorneys will do this. And what this does is it provides an opportunity for clients to fill out what documents they have, where they can be found, emergency contact information, and then it has my information readily available as well, because if you watched my previous video, one thing that professionals like myself like to do is be accessible to you. Another thing that I have started to do, and other attorneys are doing as well, is using online databases such as DocuBank, and this is an example of a free service that I provide to my clients through this company DocuBank. And this is an example of the card that you would get, that my clients get. Very exciting. Has my logo on it. And what that does is it's an emergency contact card that you can keep in your wallet or purse that would allow emergency personnel to be able to access your medical power of attorney, financial power of attorney, medical record releases, living will, what have you, advance directives, in case of an emergency. And it also has some other information which we do for our clients. We just upload that. So there are a lot of different things to consider when you are traveling. So good question from Brenda. I appreciate that. And if you are interested in seeing previous versions of Hot Topics, please visit our YouTube page. I do have a channel that you can subscribe to, or you can also receive more information or submit your own questions to my Facebook page or to my website, where you can also get additional information and sign up for newsletters. So until next time, remember, if you don't have a will, the state of Texas has one for you.